Welcome again. It's October 2015, Virgo. Thank you for joining me. Did you get a chance to listen to the introduction? Because that was all about self-empowerment, and I want to make this month and the next couple of months a focus on that particular area of your life and how these transits are working to either assist or obstruct that process of self-empowerment, which in its basic form is really self-awareness. And this month it's particularly important for you because your ruling planet has been retrograde. It has been accentuated in its motion, its apparent reverse motion. And that planet, your ruling planet, has been in the second house with the Sun and the North Node, which has to do with your finances. So we see the effort there to empower yourself has come through this mechanism of increased earnings, working on expanding yourself, your view of the world, and people's view of you as well, because they're in your sun sign now. We see that very powerful conjunction which is coming of the Mars and Jupiter. And Mars and Jupiter will, in fact, leading up to the, let's have a look here, the 18th of the month, will bring with it more and more optimism, more and more expansion, and more of that sense of feeling empowered to achieve what it is you want to achieve. That conjunction is followed closely on the heels by Venus, which we see enters the sign of Virgo, your sun sign, on the 9th, but then actually conjoins Jupiter on the 26th. Now I'm jumping around a little bit, but I want to keep the thread of what I'm saying here for you. So opportunities, expanse, and good luck, because the Venus-Jupiter conjunction is considered one of the luckiest conjunctions in the zodiac, and ruling your 9th house as well as your 2nd house. This is a first-rate financial planet for you. So it is a planet of gain. It is a planet of past karma bringing its good fruits to you after a considerable wait. So I see that as a thoroughly positive element for you during those particular dates which punctuate the month. Speaking about important dates, we see a very significant transit of Saturn has just taken place. I hinted at that last month. That is the planet Saturn moving into your 4th house. Saturn, again, is a mixed planet, a positive and a negative planet, ruling your 5th house and also your 6th house. 6th house more, which is your debt. And that tells us as it moves through this 4th house of your horoscope, there could be expenses coming now, and some that are going to constrict you. In other words, if you want to do what it is you're planning in your domestic sphere, that could be construction, beautification, purchasing new property, there could be property, furniture, it could even be a vehicle, that those expenses are necessarily going to limit you and to obstruct that whole sense of self-empowerment. Now, in a way, you are empowering yourself because that's a desire you want to fulfill. But what I'm saying there is that with that desire and fulfillment of that desire may come some sort of sacrifice in other areas of your life. And we see that that focus really is on making money now. The ruling planet being retrograde throughout this period indicates a strong push to earn money, but maybe second thoughts about that. These changes take place around the 10th when your ruling planet goes direct in its motion, and then we see the new moon in Libra there in that 2nd house as well, indicating the upswing and ability to earn money in different ways. So there's a lot happening there, and it does seem to hinge on these financial aspects of your life right now. Bear in mind, Mars is not a particularly friendly planet. being in conjunction with Mars in your sun sign could indicate some sorts of disputes. I'm wondering whether your partner will be opposed to what it is you're doing. That could be a business partner or a personal partner. And we do see the Mars opposition Neptune that takes place along with the Venus opposition Neptune, October 7th for the Mars opposition Neptune. That's a pretty tough one because you've got the desire and the willpower to make things happen, but this is what I was talking about with free will. Just because you've got the desire and the energy and the means, sometimes you are obstructed, and that desire nature that we think constitutes our free will is anything but. So, and then we've got that second aspect of Venus opposing Neptune on the I think that's the 18th. No, that's on the 17th. So that one to me seems to be more, these aspects have a lot to do with your relationship. It could be, or perhaps could be, obstruction by the one you love or the one you're in partnership with over how you want to spend your money. These issues that we just mentioned associated with your domestic sphere. So how you walk through these particular trends, how you negotiate them is going to be very, very telling for you throughout the month of October. There is a full moon that takes place in your 9th house, which is the house of good luck, good fortune. Moon is the planet that is associated with your profitability in business and your friendships. And in the 9th house, that has to do with journeys, as well as the coming to fruition of your past actions and your deeds and thoughts and words. It's a karmic place. So this is good because the full moon in this area is in its most powerful sign of the zodiac. So that's an A triple plus rating by the intergalactic credit agency for you, Virgo, if we could term it that way. But look, on balance, it looks like a great month. The 4th house Saturn is not so easy. We're going to talk about that more. I hope you'll join me here. There are strategies for dealing with that. The important thing here is becoming aware of your finances, removing those obstructions to your finances. If you can do that, then you'll be left with a residue of more self-awareness, more peace of mind, and then that ability to empower yourself. I look forward to more of your company here next month. This is a very brief reading. There's a lot more detailed analysis that we have in writing there at the site. My website is www.astrology.com.au. And until next month, have a great one. Bye-bye.